India and the United States are set to resume trade discussions on Tuesday, as confirmed by Washington's ambassador to New Delhi, Sergio Gor. The talks come at a sensitive moment after negotiations collapsed last year. Speaking of India's role in U.S. foreign strategy, Gor said that no partner is more essential than India.
It is great to be here as the United States ambassador. I come to this remarkable nation with profound respect and with a clear mission to take the partnership between our two great nations to the next level. This is the intersection of the world's oldest democracy and the world's largest democracy. The United States and India are bound not just by shared interest, but by a relationship anchored at the highest levels. Real friends can disagree, but always resolve their differences in the end.
Markets responded positively to Gor's remarks, with Indian equities recovering from early losses and the Nifty and Sensex stabilizing on hopes of renewed engagement. Beyond trade, Gor signaled deeper strategic alignment, announcing that India will be invited to join Pax Silica. It is a U.S.-led initiative to secure the silicon supply chain spanning critical minerals, semiconductors, and artificial intelligence. The move places India alongside key U.S. partners such as Japan, South Korea, and the U.K. Despite public friction, both sides say negotiations remain active. India and the U.S. have held 6 rounds of talks and had earlier targeted a trade agreement by fall of 2025. India has also pledged to narrow the $47 billion goods trade gap by boosting U.S. energy and defense imports. Gor's emphasis on trust, reciprocity, and partnership, combined with his proximity to President Donald Trump, has raised expectations that diplomacy could help bridge differences. The key question now is whether renewed dialogue can translate into a deal that eases tariffs and restores momentum to one of the world's most consequential economic partners. And joining us live from New Delhi is Gurjit Singh, former Indian ambassador to ASEAN, Germany, Indonesia, Ethiopia, and the African Union. Ambassador, thank you so much for joining us. Can Sergio Gor take some steam out of the current India-U.S. tensions?
So Sergio Gor has come at a very difficult time, India-U.S. relations. What he has said today is like a breath of fresh air. And you have in your report pointed out all the positive ramifications of it. He's saying all the nice things. He's saying everything India wants to hear. But the problem is U.S. policy to India coming out of the U.S. embassy in Delhi, or is it coming out of social media in Washington? That part is unclear, and how Sergio Gor is going to bridge that. Because the penal sanctions on India for buying Russian oil, the refusal to conclude the trade deal, the threat of putting 500% tariffs following a bill in parliament are things which are not covered in Sergio Gor's statements. He is saying he will make it through, but the other day his Commerce Secretary said the deal will not go through till the Indian Prime Minister speaks to the US President. So I think these are discordant voices, but yes, Sergio Gor is saying what a good ambassador should be saying.
And Mr. Ambassador, let's talk about some specifics. India is set to join the U.S.-led Pax Silica coalition, focusing on critical minerals and silicon supply chains. This specific issue, how is it likely to change the dynamic between the two nations?
So our minister is in Washington participating in a critical minerals conference. I think somewhere from there, the Silica alliance comes about. So India is ready to collaborate with the United States in diverse and wide fields. And except for trade and geopolitics, The other cooperation, whether it's ISET or buying defense equipment or looking at other matters, is going on. But there are significant problems in the manner in which the US appreciation of India in geostrategic terms has altered. They are not viewing South Asia through New Delhi, but supporting challenges to New Delhi in South Asia. The trade agreement has dragged on far too long, much after people who started after us have got there, and the penal provisions are not being removed. So it is not a good relationship overall, but at times they see the value of India, and India at that moment does not reply out of pique, but says we are ready to collaborate wherever it is feasible. And this Silica Alliance is one such area.
And Ambassador, from your personal experience, my final question, I know you touched upon this a little bit. When an ambassador like Sergio Gor has such close relationship with the US president and the administration's ideology, how does this affect relations with the country that they're stationed at?
So in a pre-internet era, this was the prime mover if our ambassador had a great relationship with the White House. But in the internet era, before you can say something, something else is shot out of Washington. So it can jeopardize the ambassador's role in some ways. Secondly, certainly I think that the subjects that Sergio Gor has mentioned are all good. So he's well briefed. Sergio Gor was here a few weeks ago and quite unprecedented. Without being an ambassador accredited to India, he met the foreign minister, he met the prime minister and other leaders, showing how much India values him as a conduit for communication with Washington, because that breach of communication is now coming home to roost and haunt us. Therefore, for a well-connected ambassador, it is always an asset, but then the ambassador has to deliver and not leave us high and dry, because that will hurt his credibility and reduce his access if people tend to believe that we still need to talk to Washington directly rather than through him.
Very interesting. Thank you so much for that thorough analysis, Ambassador Gurjeet Singh. I look forward to speaking to you again soon.
Thank you.
For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.